I know it looks like a mess, but hear me out. Alright guys, so I want to take just a few minutes to go through my garage setup. I will take a moment to put up a picture or two of what the garage kind of looked like before. What you'll notice is it looked a little more spacious before, and now it might look a little more cramped. That is the truth, but at the same time, right now, my current garage is a lot more functional. So before, I was keeping most of my photography inside of my office. I was keeping most of the unlisted inventory inside of my office. So none of that inventory would make it out to the garage. Second thing is, I only had that rack set up. I don't know if you can see that. This rack set up right here, and then another one next to it. It wasn't that red rack, it was a separate rack, a smaller one set up next to it. Those are the only two places I had to store acorn, or an oak nut. But those are the only two places that I had to store inventory, and I ran out. So not only was I keeping unlisted inventory in my office, I was also keeping a massive pile of listed inventory because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. I desperately needed to improve or increase the amount of storage that I had in the garage. So I went a little crazy. So let's take a look at everything. Okay, so as you can see here, this is my current photography setup. This is going to improve a ton. In the office, I would just use a Rubbermaid table, that one specifically back there, and I would put it up against the white wall, and that would be my base and my background at the same time. Out here, I don't really have a full space of a white wall, with the exception of over on this wall, but I needed it for storage, so I decided to not use the wall. So instead, I'm just going with this sheet here, which is going to work for now until I build some type of just a light box. Basically, I'm going to build something myself that I can put up against it, or I'm just going to put some type of a firm background on the bottom with the matching piece on the actual back itself, and that will be sort of my photo studio. The idea here is, that's a mess. Let's clean that up. Hang on. Okay, this should look much better. So let's start over again. Photography setup, right? I got a box light here. I got my nice little ring light here. And then this is sitting on just a workbench that was already built into the garage. But this will also combine as my electronic sort of testing station. So I have a strip in the back, of which I have an extension here. Yes, daisy chaining, I know, bad. So it stays off unless I just have to attach something here for a split second and then turn it off. And then, yeah, I currently have just an old PlayStation so that I can test any type of PS3 video game, or a Blu-ray or a DVD set if I do find something valuable. Usually I don't. That's usually personal purchases. But regardless, nonetheless, I can still go ahead and buy something or test something with this PlayStation. But the most important thing is the HDMI hookup. So if I buy any old Wii systems or any other game consoles, I have a quick setup into this TV. I don't have to mess with anything in my living room, anything in my bedroom or a guest bedroom or anything like that. I can finally have everything contained to this garage, which is the absolute nicest part about this entire thing, with the exception of my office, which has my computer, my printing setup, and everything else. Everything will now happen in this garage. This will now be my warehouse. This will now be my, shipping office, whatever you want to call it. But it's all going to happen here. So television there, and yes, I'm usually always playing YouTube, some other kind of reseller or something in the background, while I go ahead and get on to my day. This is going to be my current workspace, my prep space. So as I continue to pile up new inventory to ship, which I have new inventory here, and then I also have new inventory in these bins alongside my massive kayak here. This is where I will go ahead and sort of clean and prep the item, make sure that it gets ready to be photographed, and then once it's done being photographed, I bring it over here onto this table. So this is where it kind of gets a little clunky because I have to walk around the kayak. So I'm going to try this out for a little bit. I've tried it out for a day or two, and I absolutely love it, but those extra steps are a pain in the butt, so I'm sure at some point I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and probably make some adjustments to pull some of this stuff out of the center, and I might even find another home for my kayak, maybe a garage or a storage trailer. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so I'll bring it over here to this table. If it's a larger item, then I will photograph here on this table. So as you can see, I photographed a golf club, a driver, and it's just easier because it's a long table, it's white, so it automatically gives me a background. So I just go ahead, I'll photograph it from the top, sort of like this. You know, that's not set up where it should be, but you get the idea. But mostly I will just store the items that are already photographed and ready to be listed on this table. Then from this table, I will go ahead, make the actual listing, and then from there, I will take it and place it into an available slot, whether it's a slot on top of the rack that just sort of has a generic opening where the item might be too big to fill in a full tub and it just doesn't make sense to do it. Or I will fill it into an item that fits into one of these tubs or one of these bins. Now, from a labeling perspective, it's a little wonky, only because this used to be a much smaller rack, so I only had these bins attached to it. So it would start A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Before, these ones were down below. It was a mess. And then these racks just didn't exist because it was a smaller rack, so those bins weren't even there. And then from J, we go over to K, L, M, N, and so on. So now that I've increased my storage by not only those 4 large bins, I also increased my storage by this entire rack. So that's a listed item on Facebook Marketplace. That's an item that's going to be listed. I just haven't listed it yet, but I wanted it off the floor and up in the air. And then all of these bins are empty. This rack, for the most part, is going to be all personal. Now, I believe I'll be able to take these off of this rack and just put them up in my crawl space. And then I'll probably still use these 4 bins as storage, but not until I get there. I don't think I'm gonna have to get there. I've gone a year, about a year, just using this one set of racks. So I think by adding 1, 2, 3, 4, so how many were over there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Call it 9, 10. Call it 10 bins. I've added 40% additional capacity just with these 4 bins here, not including an additional 6 or 60% capacity. So I've doubled my capacity in these 2 racks alone, just in those bins. Not to mention this sort of dead space that just is holding stuff temporarily right now until I figure out what to do with it. Still some more dead space on top there. And then if I wanted to, I can creep into these 4 bins. So, exciting stuff. I like it. It's gonna be awesome. It's already awesome. I feel so much more productive out here because I have defined spaces with where I'm going to work and what I'm going to do. Basically like a station. Photography station, electronic station, inventory prep station, you know, sort of holding station, which is just in the bin on the floor, but I'll consider it a station. Photographing station number 2 / staging station before it's listed, and then, you know, the bin to where it's at. So those of you that know me, I'm speaking in a language that's probably very familiar but also kind of annoying. So you know, where I used to work, we would have certain stations and certain types of stations, whether it be a receiving station, a prep station, a shipping station, a sorting station, palletizing station, all that good stuff. So I'm trying to take the things that I've learned throughout my life and my career and apply them to what I'm doing now as my career, which makes sense. They're tried and true methods that help in terms of cleanliness and organization. They work, so now I need to apply it here. And with that, I need to continue the emphasis on just sort of cleanliness and organization, because even though this is much better, this is still rather unorganized. Nobody that knows me or knows what I'm doing could walk in here and just understand everything that needs to happen, which is fine because it's just a one-man show for the most part, with the exception of my fiance. But I pretty much do 95% of everything right now because she has, you know, her job to worry about. But it would be nice to just continue to make this cleaner and cleaner as time goes on. So kind of excited. With that, let's get into, I think I only have 4 items that sold, so super slow Monday, but most of that is because I spent a ton of time over the last few days reorganizing the garage, and I didn't spend almost any time listing anything from my garage. So a little on the slow side. Had a really good week last week overall, so I plan on continuing that. So as soon as we get into some listing, I'll show you a couple things that I'm probably gonna end up shipping, or I'm sorry. As soon as we get into some shipping, or once we're done with the shipping, I'll show you some of the things I want to go ahead and list. And then we'll see where the day takes us. All right, first item, guys. I don't know if you can see that, but it's this pair of Nike Air Max 270s. Alrighty, so these are the 270s. Like I said, amazing colorway. I absolutely fell in love with the color when I found them, to the point where I wanted them for myself, but they did not fit. Now I paid up for these, okay? As you can see, I left the price still on these shoes. I paid $70 because I knew they were an incredible color pattern. Even though 270s don't really have that great of a resale value anymore, I knew motorcycle. I knew this colorway would sell. I was walking through the store and I had 2 or 3 different people stop me to say how amazing that shoe looked as it was just sitting in my cart. So it was an eye catcher for sure. So people had already had some type of an attention to it, and I loved it. So this sold for, I believe, 100. Let me see. Yep, $122.19. I believe it was free shipping. So, you know, 70 bucks, 122. It's going to cost me about $10 to ship out. So call that 110 minus 70. So it's going to be only about $40 profit on these shoes, and that's before, you know, obviously sales tax and whatnot. So I'm still going to put 25 to 30 bucks easily in my pocket for these shoes, which is what I want to do. I want to try to at least make a good $20-25 per pair of shoes. I just like to sometimes carry high-end ones. It's sort of that thrill of the hunt for me. I love finding the thrifted treasures, but I also love finding retail arbitrage treasures as well. I believe this was one of them. It was a higher price. I would have loved to have found it for under 50 for sure, but I wanted it. I bought it. I sat on it for a few months, and again, somebody paid over 120 bucks to have it shipped to their house. So not too shabby. Not too bad. Found these for, I think it was $4.99 at a Goodwill. So super clean. Treads are in great shape. I absolutely loved the condition of the shoe. This Teva brand is a great resale brand. It doesn't necessarily command the highest resale value, so the cheaper you can find these, the better. But they tend to sell quick, especially this time of the year. Springtime's right around the corner. At least for the southern United States, spring is here. Spring has been here. I'm in Central Florida, and it is, you know, it's 11:54 in the afternoon. It's 77 degrees. It's going to get up to almost 90 today. So spring's here in the south. I guess it's here all year long. Don't want to brag. But yeah, springtime for the rest of the U.S. though is here as well. So, you know, anytime you can find really good, rugged, great condition sandals, grab them. This is a lot of 2 Mega Constructs Aliens Black Series Slime Eggs. So found these at a Walmart. I think I found them for $7 a piece, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm 14 bucks into these, and they sold for $27.50 free shipping. So it's going to cost me, again, right around $8 to ship out. So I'm into it about 22 bucks. I'm only going to make about $5 on each of these. It was a poor buy from a business perspective, if you look at it that way, because I only make a little bit. But hey, any type of profit is profit. I really bought it because I'm a massive fan of Aliens. So, like the movie, the series, whole Sigourney Weaver, Aliens, Alien 3, all that good stuff. Even Alien Resurrection. Loved it. This is dirty, I can see it. And that's bothering me. There we go. So yeah, I'm a big nerd, a pop culture nerd. So seeing, point taken, this didn't sell, but here's another Alien thing that I bought, same day that I bought those eggs. Here's another one. Kind of really bought these because I'm a big kid. but I know at some point they will sell because they still have a massive pop culture following. So I'm not too upset about that. But now I got to find the eggs because I don't remember where I put. Oh, there they are. That's right. I have them. This bin here. So I think I bought a total of 4 full sets of these. So 4 sets of 2, and then I had 1 extra. I bought everyone that was on the shelf, and then there was 1 extra. So this is the second set of 2 I'm now selling. So $10 in my pocket already profit on what I purchased. So, you know, I still have another $10+ to make in pure profit once the other 2 sets sell. So it's something else to have in my inventory. It's something else to diversify my selection. It satisfied my inner nerd in terms of my pop culture. I want to buy some alien stuff, so I was happy. I don't care. All right, last thing for today is going to be a Little League glove. I think it's a Little League. Could be anything. But it's a 12-inch Rawlings RP R06 softball glove for a right-hand thrower. This sold for $21 free shipping. I found this, I want to say it was about $4 to $5. I usually don't pick up baseball gloves if they're any more expensive than like $5, unless I know the glove will sell for $50 or more. I typically buy softball or baseball gloves for about $5. So I don't think I was any more, even on the we'll call it $6 on the safe side. This is going to cost me about $8 to $9 to ship out. So I'm about $15 in, so it's another $5 to $6 profit sale. Nothing major. I'm not paying a ton of bills with these sales, but hey, they keep the store alive. They keep sales happening. It is springtime now, so that is the second glove that I've sold. I have another 2 or 3 listed, but I have about another 4 that I have to get listed, and now's the time to do it. Sports are coming back in. Shutdowns and massive restrictions on social distancing things are starting to reduce, so kids playing sports are starting to come back again. So this is the time of year right now for golf, and this is the time of year right now for baseball and soccer, I believe. So if you find any of that stuff, look up the comps, comp everything out, and get on it if you're going to make some profit. RPR06. There we go, baby. That's it. Well, can't see. Hang on. Yes. So that is the glove. As I was saying, RP06, leather's in great condition. The inside does have a little bit of cracking. Disclosed that in the listing, so it shouldn't be a big deal. And it's overall in really good shape. It's a 12-inch softball glove. So I don't know what size or what age of students or adults use a 12-inch glove. I just don't know. I was never really much of a sports guy when I was younger. So regardless, $21 sale, free shipping. I don't think I have more than $4 to $5 into this glove. We'll assume 6 on the high side just in case. So yeah. So those are the things for today. Shoes, alien eggs, sandals, glove. I like it. We'll make a little bit of money. We'll get this packed up and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so we have the glove at 1.7 pounds. I didn't realize that fit right into a padded flat rate mailer. So instead of that thing at 1.7 pounds would probably cost me approximately $9, maybe $9.50 to ship. This now will only cost me $7 and change, somewhere around $7.75, I believe, or $7.57, because it's the flat rate padded envelope. The alien eggs, I'm trying something new. Before, I've shipped them out in an eBay box, bubble wrapped and then labeled, and that was just over £1. So it cost me, again, somewhere around $9 to ship out. I decided to wrap these in bubble wrap themselves and then put them in a bubble mailer. And they went out still under £1 at 14 ounces. So you can see here, 13.6. So I rounded up to 14 ounces. So I'm going to ship that at 14. And that should only cost me about $5 now to ship out. So where I was only making maybe $5 on a set of those eggs, I might make closer to 10 now. So that is a huge, if you didn't know, if you don't understand shipping, that is a massive difference, shipping something out for around $7 versus $9.50 to $10 when you're only making $5 or less on something. It all adds up a lot. The sandals, have them here at 1.2 pounds. So you can see they end up being 1.12, so I rounded up to 1.2. It's not going to matter because it's in a padded flat rate mailer. So again, it's going to cost the same amount to ship these as it does that, disregarding the weight. And then stay hydrated, people. The Nike 270s, they were 2 pounds 9 ounces. This is not a flat rate box. This is just the shoe box. And yep, 2 pounds 8 ounces. Well, the last time it said 2.9, so I rounded it up. So I'm gonna keep it at 2.9 unless there's a dramatic price change. Then I will check it one last time. Make sure that zeroes out. 0. Okay, maybe I'll change it to 2.8. But regardless, it's there. You'll see it. And I'm gonna take you in and we'll get it shipped. Okay, so almost had a disaster shipping 2 of my items right now. I had printed this person's label and placed it on this person's package. This is the order of the alien eggs that I just showed you. Let me get out of the light. Yeah, alien eggs right here. This is the glove. I almost sent the glove to the person with the alien eggs. Thankfully, I caught that, so I had to go in. I had already printed this, printed it on here. I had it labeled wrong. I had it as a flat rate package because I was physically putting it on a flat rate package, but it was for this item, so I had to go back in and completely void this person's label and reprint it. So I'm gonna wait a couple days for a refund on that one, but that could have been a nightmare. Had a GoPro over here. I needed to shut it off. But yeah, that could have been a disaster. So I'm glad I caught that. I'm glad nothing else looks to be disastrous. That's what I get for not filming a video for a while. I try to pay a ton of attention to the cameras versus exactly the items that I'm shipping. So crisis avoided. From here on out, I think we're gonna go take these to the post office and maybe hit up a thrift store. We'll see what we find. In no particular order, I just want to review the findings from today. So I found 5 sets of these Toofer swivel Bose speakers. I don't know the exact model of these. I did pay up a bit. I paid $9.99 per speaker. So I paid right around 50 bucks for all 5 of these, but I'm pretty sure I can take this entire lot, put it online for about $130 to $150 shipped, or around $120 plus shipping. So I should be able to double my money. Bose sells really well, sells really fast. I've sold 1 or 2 Bose items so far in the past, and it doesn't take much more than a week for somebody to go after it pretty hard. So I think this will be a quick flip and a quick double on my money. Pretty excited about that one, and we'll go from there. Next item, this is the JVC Camcorder, again, this was the one for $12 that I believe I will be able to flip for anywhere on the low end of about 70 bucks to upwards of around $100, as long as the right accessories are in this bag. Again, I still haven't even gone through it yet, which is fine by me. And the item works and it's not broken, should be able to receive on the higher end of that one. Next item is this Panasonic Camcorder. Again, this is the one that I spent $8 on, but this is the one that has the potential of being worth around $170 to $200. So this right here can pay for the entire trip. That was random sunshine out, a random drop of water on my head. But this can pay for the entire trip. So I'm super excited that if this sells, everything else is basically profit from here on out, which is pretty legit. Next is this denim jacket. The brand is International Cowboy Denim Jacket, or Resistol Rodeo Gear. I've never heard of this before, and I don't see this exact item online. As you can tell, it's a decent denim jacket. Really good condition. It looks brand new to me. It looks like it was never worn. I'm gonna go through it pretty extensively and see what type of potential defects are on this, and if there are none that I can find, I might even consider listing it as something other than pre-owned, but I don't want to risk it and get dinged for any reason. But this is in really good shape. I paid $9.99 for it. I'm pretty sure I'll have to let this sit for the right buyer, but I think I'll be able to flip this for about, I'd say $50 shipped. $40 to $50 shipped seems like it would be a pretty fair price if you ask me. Next is a set of Warrior clubs, Warrior golf clubs. I don't know if you can see that brand there. I have a 5-wood, a 3-wood, and a 3 hybrid. You can see here they are used. The 5-wood is in much better condition than the 3-wood or the 3 hybrid, but at $4 a piece, $5 a piece per club, so $15 into the 3, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to flip these for right around 65, 70 bucks plus shipping. It just, again, you're gonna have to wait for somebody that either wants a set of wood / hybrids such as this, or that specific brand, even though it's not the biggest brand in the world. Somebody will be out there looking for this. I'm sure I'm gonna make some profit on it. Next up is this Frankly Frog putter. Putter itself is in great condition. It is used. You can see some wear and tear on it, but I believe this putter, or a very similar one to this putter, sold pre-owned for approximately $40 to $50. So even on the low end, I paid $3.99 for this club, so $4. Even on the low end, if I only sell for 25 to 30 plus shipping, it's still profit. I'm still happy, but I'm pretty sure I can get closer to 50, maybe $40 or so, just for this putter. So another really good find. I found a few Bazooka J-Max hybrids. So you can see a 4, a 5, and a 6 hybrid. I'm not sure if the glare is too much. If it is, I apologize. I got these for $3.99 a piece. They are used, but again, the set of 3, I'm pretty sure I can sell together in a lot for about 50 bucks or so, give or take, plus shipping. Someone's going to be interested in these. Hybrids as a whole are just, for the most part, sought after. People enjoy using a hybrid. I'm hit or miss. Well, no pun intended. Sometimes I'm good with them, sometimes I'm not. But they do tend to hold their value in some way, shape, or form. I know Bazooka is not the biggest brand in the world, but again, somebody will pay for these. Somebody will pay easily 50 to 60 bucks plus shipping for the set of 3 of these, so I'm excited to see these in the collection. Next up is a Bazooka HT Max D chipper. So again, another used one. As you can see, some pretty decent patina and some wear and tear on the item. It's not vintage, so that might not necessarily be a good thing, but for $3.99, I'm pretty sure this chipper will go for approximately $35 to $40 plus shipping. Next item is this Warrior Custom Golf Signature Series putter. This one I almost put back, simply because there's not a ton of sold comps, and the ones that were sold comps out there were about 20 bucks or so, give or take, plus shipping. And I originally was going to put it back just because it would be a risk to maybe only sell it for 15, 20 bucks. And then I remember 2 things. A, everything else has a very high markup right now, so I'm making a ton of profit. So I will make profit off of this entire haul.
So that part was enough to sort of convince me to just rethink it. And the second part was, hey, even if it is $4 to go in, the box is free that I'm going to ship it in, and they're going to pay me shipping. So I will take $4 and turn it into a $20 bill, knowing that profit's profit. And at this point, that's all that matters is profit, one way or the other. And then the last item for today is going to be this Top Flight Tour 3.0 putter. Great condition. I would almost argue that this thing is still brand new, with the exception of some wear and tear on the back side of the club. I'm not sure if you can see that, but you can see some paint chips. I see almost no markings that would say it was used, but it does look like paint on the inside is rubbed in certain areas, so that could be a condition of usage. But there are two separate retail stickers on this club. One of them is here, which is an orange one that says $59.99. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's probably still trying to get my face. And then here's another one for $59.99 with the UPC barcode on it. So I can only assume that this item as a whole was never truly used and still brand new, but it has been sitting around, it has aged. This grip is starting to flake and fall apart a bit, so it's not in brand new condition, so I can't. He's annoying, I know. So I can't list it as brand new. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna not replace the handle, but I am going to disclose that it needs to be regripped and see what somebody will do. I've sold quite a few clubs already that need to be regripped, so I don't think this will be an issue. Top Flight, brand new, $60 club. I think I could easily get 45 bucks for it, knowing someone's gonna put a couple bucks into the handle. So. Yep, that's it.
And then